Listen, this will be my last night doing stand-up because I did pick up the winning lottery ticket tonight. I'm sure this is the one. My lottery ticket's a little bit different than everybody else's story because everybody immediately talks about the big house they're going to buy, the fancy cars, the boats, and that's all well and good, but when I win the lottery, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and apply for as many jobs as I possibly can. Now stay with me on this. I've been laid off 4 times in the last 6 years. I've gone through some painful interviews. But imagine going through the interview process with the freedom to say whatever the hell you want, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's payback time, folks. So when they ask you those inane questions like, well, Mr. Maxwell, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I could look them right in the eye and say, you know, I want to be the first person in my family to go 5 years without a conviction. And my parole officer thinks this time I can do it. Yeah. They're rummaging through the paperwork, conviction, we didn't see that on the application. Yeah, you know, I tend to leave that out. I mean, you choke one HR rep with your bare hands and everyone wants to label you. Oh yeah. Are you a people person, Mr. Maxwell? I love people, especially with the white clam sauce. Delicious. Literally starts talking, I take a spork slowly out of my jacket, and I'm sizing him up while he's talking, doing that animal lecture look. Oh yeah. If it's a guy interviewing me and I know I really have no shot at getting the job, I'll just play the whole thing straight for about 5 minutes. And then when I'm right in the middle of answering a question, I'll be like, well, my experience in the software industry is quite extensive. My God, you're an attractive man. Thought there was a spark there, you know? Okay, anyway, that's my experience. See how long it takes you to call security?
Hey, what do strippers wear on casual Fridays? Anyone? The relaxed fit thong? The denim tassels? I don't know. All I know is it's funny how your perspective changes when you become a parent. I have 6 kids at home, and people hear me say that, and they still ask me why I do stand-up. Because I have 6 kids at home. Did you not hear me the first time? Anyway, these guys take me to a strip club in Vegas, and this lady comes over to the table, and she's paying a lot of attention to me, and she starts taking off her clothes, one article of clothing at a time. My friends get these smirks on their face, so I know I've been set up. She looks over, she motions me to join her out on the dance floor while she's taking her clothes off. And like any father of 6, I promptly stand up, I look her right in the eye, and I say, listen, little missy, if you think I'm gonna follow you around this room and pick up after you, you've got another thing coming. Thank you.
The car did break down. But the good news is I'm closing on a minivan tomorrow morning. Yeah, that big sexy testosterone kind of a dad like buying a minivan. And of course I can't afford a new car, I have to get a used car, right? But they're not used cars anymore, what are they? Pre-owned. We've all had the marketing Kool-Aid, haven't we? Yeah, let's follow that logic through a little bit. That piece of crap car is still a piece of crap, but let's call it pre-owned, and more people will buy them. So in other words, if he sleeps with her, but he doesn't call you the next day, you haven't been used, you've just been pre-owned. You want to look at the guy and say, you know, you can call a urine sample pre-owned Pepsi, but I don't think I'm going to drink that.
Take out on the test drive. I actually had 2 guys take me out on the last test drive. One sitting in the front seat and one sitting in the back seat, and they just wouldn't shut up about the vehicle. Finally, I just take it out into the left lane. I take it up to about 80 miles an hour, and you start asking them questions like, so, how do you get the smell of a dead body out of the trunk? Finally, I take it up to about 100 miles an hour, and I'm like, damn, you're right, this car is awesome. I'm going to get me one of these as soon as I get a license. And finally, he's trying to go for the big hit, and he's looking at me, and he goes, you got to buy a new car. I go, I can't afford it. He goes, you got to get a new car. I said, why? He goes, it's got OnStar. It's the greatest thing ever. It's going to help you if you're lost. It's going to tell you where you need to be. And if you didn't know you were lost, it's going to give you directions. And finally, I look at him, and I go, look, I've been married for over 20 years. I've had OnStar 3 feet to my right every time I drive down the road. Thanks, folks. My name's Jim Maxwell. Thanks for laughing.